Foundation Builders, and thank you for joining us in the 21-day challenge to a better spiritual you. Today is day 12, and today I choose to be a light to the world. What a responsibility to be a light to the world, to show Jesus to the world, to reflect Him. Jesus says in Matthew 5, "You are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it can give light to all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven." We aren't likened to a city in a valley, but to a city on a hill, because God wants to raise us up. He has called us to be a light for Him, to be raised up to where our light can be seen, not so that we can be recognized or so that our glory can show, but that His glory can show, so that others can see our good works, the works that we're doing for God, the works that we're doing for His kingdom, that we're loving our neighbors as ourselves, so that our good works show to others and God gets the glory for it. So if we are to be a light to the world, let's look at some properties of light. We're going to have a little physics lesson today. Some properties of light. First off, light casts out darkness. Darkness cannot be present where light is. Evil cannot stay where Christ is present. So if Christ lives in you, indwells in you, and you have His light in you to show to the world, evil cannot coexist in you. There's also a physics law that states that the higher the light is in elevation, the greater its circumference that it shines. If you've ever held a flashlight low to the ground or to your hand, you'll see that it has a small circumference of light. But as you raise it up, that circumference of light from the same light source expands. That as we allow God to raise us up to another level in Him, that we can then cast out greater darkness with the light that's already in us. Rise up to a higher level in God. Light also has a property of refraction that says that light bends when it touches another medium or object, which means that we don't know where our light may touch or who it may reach. If you ever put a pole into the water and it looks as though the pole bends, it's not that the pole bends, but rather that light hitting the water refracts and makes it look as though the pole bends. That's called refraction of light. So we don't know where our light's going to reach or who our light may touch. We may think, well, I'm only reaching right here. But by our light shining to this life, we may also be refracting and now reaching someone over here, someone that we couldn't even foresee reaching. Be obedient. Let God touch others through you, that He can be glorified, even to places that you never imagined your light reaching. Let's look at one last property of light. It's called interference. It's when two beams of light meet. Now here's where we need to exercise discernment on who we allow around us and into our lives, who we join with in fellowship with, who we join with in ministry. Physics says, depending on the nature of the two beams, that they can merge and enhance one another, giving out a brighter beam, or they can interfere with each other and make the merged beam less bright. One is called constructive interference, and the other is called destructive interference. Be careful who you merge with. Be careful of how others affect you and how you affect others. That we can always have a constructive interference and not a destructive interference. That together we are always enhancing God's glory and enhancing His light and not diminishing it. We have a great responsibility to be Christ-like, to do God's work, to reflect His light to a dark world, so that He can reach and touch others through us, and that our Father can be glorified. God, let my light not be diminished. Let me not try to hide it. Let me reach places and touch lives that I can't even imagine or foresee reaching. Let me merge with others, other believers who can enhance my light, and I can enhance their light, so that we can do even greater things for your kingdom together than we could even do on our own. Let me be about the works of the Father. Let my good works show for your glory. Today, I choose to be a light to the world.